Grüezi, hello and welcome to the December Community Update Call. 2021 has been an amazing year for the HOPR project, and I would like to have a review together with you on the highlights of the past year. But first of all, what is the HOPR project? HOPR is changing data privacy for good. If you are a developer and you're looking for a protocol to transmit your data and metadata totally private and secure, HOPR is your choice. And before we go into the review of the year, I would like to extend a special thank you to the entire HOPR team, the entire departments, all our ambassadors, and all our true supporters from our first testnet, which started 1.5 years ago, who supported us day and night in order to build the HOPR protocol. Thank you very much. 27th of February 2021. This is the date when we had our mainnet release called JUNGFRAU. And all our releases have Swiss mountain names, as our head office is in Zurich and we are a truly Swiss company, where most of our 20 employees are based in Switzerland. Launching your token if you are a young project is challenging. Beneath our amazing investors, Binance Labs as lead, we managed to start in February after only being 1 year young. We had a fair token launch, which involved our strong testnet community. People and developers from all over the world who participated in our early testnets since the beginning of 2020. They received a GHOP token in order to participate in our DAO and vote on our token launch. We started with a pre-sale for our early supporters, launched on Balancer with a reverse Dutch auction, and received an amazing echo from the entire Web3 community. Ever since, we have one of the deepest pools on Uniswap and moved it now to UniV3 with one of the top 20 liquidity pools. As you all know, partnerships are very important for Web3 projects, and HOPR is very proud to have one of the finest partners in order to establish our presence in the Web3 community. Our first thank you for our amazing partnership, which started in 2021, goes out to Elrond, the internet scale blockchain. HOPR supports and protects privacy for Elrond NFT content creators. A big thank you also goes out to XDAI, a very stable chain which is absolutely amazing to use. On XDAI, we had an incentivized testnet for network-level data privacy. Another partner was Polygon. HOPR ran its second incentivized testnet on Polygon, bringing an incentivized mixnet of metadata privacy for the Polygon and HOPR community. It was an amazing experience, and thank you very much for everybody who participated. HOPR ran its second incentivized testnet on Polygon, bringing an incentivized mixnet of metadata privacy for the Polygon and HOPR community. HOPR Network is using Ceramic to provide off-chain logging information to node runners while keeping the data private. And Avado. There are over 400 Avado hardware node PCs shipped around the planet in over 30 countries in order to start to build a real decentralized network of HOPR node runners. There's more partnerships and announcement coming soon in January and February 2022, so stay tuned for more partnerships as we are growing our network and ecosystem. DAO. As you all noticed from the very beginning, DAO has been very important and one of the main pillars of the HOPR project. Since day one, we try to include people who are interested in changing data privacy for good and include them in the entire process and development of the company. We believe that there's many clever people out there who are interested in the greater good and positive development of a HOPR project, who have great opinions and great ideas, might influence the development and next steps of the HOPR project actively by participating in our DAO. Our DAO experiments started in 2021. We organized 2 incentivized DAOs in May and October based on semi-direct democracy, just like we are used to do it here in Switzerland, with extremely high participation, which we're very proud of. We're experimenting with different voting techniques in order to get to know each other better from both sides, so that the DAO participants are able to get us to know and the other way around. For us, this is a kind of a both sides educational progress. We are evolving the system with each step as we work towards full decentralized governance without sacrificing fairness. It's very important to us, and we're also very thankful for everybody who participates in the discussions in the forum and in the voting. Thank you very much for participating in the DAO of the HOPR project. Staking and NFTs. Our first staking program launched in July this year and has been a big success. Almost 40 million HOPR have been staked. HOPR boost NFTs, reward participation, and almost 1,500 NFTs have been earned and redeemed in the staking program. Are you into games? HOPR Hunt was launched with one of the largest puzzle prize in crypto. Today, there are still almost 200,000 HOPR in prizes and NFTs to be won for anyone who can solve the riddles. Testnets have been, of course, another highlight of 2021. We ran two major incentivized testnets, Wildhorn v1 and Wildhorn v2. Each had over 1,000 participants and generated valuable data and insights into HOPR for our dev team. So thank you very much for everybody who participated and of course got rewarded with HOPR token. One of my personal highlights in 21 was definitely the HOPR Team Week, where we had the opportunity to meet in person, discuss strategies, next steps, and have a wonderful time together here in Zurich in our head office. This was a quick summary of just some of the highlights 2021 from the HOPR project. We thank you very much for your ongoing participation and support, may it be in our testnets or voting our DAO, may it be in the discussion on our forum or in our Medium blog posts, participating in the HOPR Hunt and solving the riddles. Thank you very much for changing data privacy for good together with the entire HOPR team.
Hi, I'm Q, Decentralized Technology Architect at HOPR. Today I'm going to talk about the DAO v0.2 experiment. So the second DAO experiment was built on the processes and lessons learned from the first one in May. We held 2 votes to decide how to distribute the $300,000 worth of DAI and HOPR tokens earned by the DAO as liquidity provider fees. So the DAO half of the vote was streamlined. Proposals were made by the HOPR Association and narrowed down over discussion, referendum, and voting phases. DAI half was much more open. Anyone could make a proposal, which could be moderated, then opened for signatures. The most signed proposals went to vote. It was incentivized like DAO v0.1, but now with HOPR Boost NFTs. Just voting could earn you a bronze NFT, participating in early phases could earn you higher NFTs, and share of the 50K HOPR tokens. Almost all HOPR tokens were captured in the snapshot strategy for vote, including those locked in the staking program. The only ones that missed were tokens on the centralized exchanges and the Uniswap liquidity pool. But the latter mostly covers tokens controlled by the DAO itself. And as always, HOPR Association and the team did not vote. The second DAO experiment had new voting options: quadratic voting, aka QV, weighted preferences, that's the second one. So we used the weighted preference so that people could split their votes between different options, and we used QV in the DAI part, and then simulate what would have happened in each vote under the other systems, as you can see in the graph here. In total, 228 users participate actively in the forum discussion. 2 winning proposals are listed in the comment below, and you can click on the links for more details. These winning proposals will be implemented over the next few months, along with the next winning proposals in the HOPR vote and select other proposals from the DAI vote. To summarize, we are pleased with how it went, but obviously can improve. Our next experiment will have improved UI and UX especially to make proposals simpler to make and sign. We will also be making further experiments with different voting systems. Thank you for listening.
Hi all, very happy to talk about what our dev team has been doing over the past couple of weeks. So we've been very busy improving the way we build our code. And what that means is that we have a large amount of integrated testing and automated deployments that ensure that our code runs real smooth and we improve our development speed. Beyond improving how the way our code is written works, we have made a significant second smart contract security audit with the expert team by Chain Security. That's also based here in Zurich, Switzerland. So the second smart contract audit was actually on the HOPR payment channel smart contract. So that is the code that stores your HOPR tokens when you run a node so that you can pay the next downstream relayer node in a fast and efficient manner. And we have not just received the positive smart contract security audit report, we've also implemented some changes to our code. And since it's no fun testing that just ourselves, we had not one but two testnets. The first one on our Polygon chain and the second one on the XDAI chain again. We had over 1,000 participants who have been running HOPR nodes, who helped us tremendously test our product, improve future developments, and of course for that earn HOPR tokens and the HOPR Boost NFTs. With these NFTs, as always, you can boost your APR in the HOPR staking campaign. And what that means is that you, as a testnet participant who have been helping us so much, are rewarded for your participation in helping HOPR and help change data privacy for good. And with that, we'll check out for this year. I'm looking forward to meeting as many of you as possible next year, and I'm extremely looking forward to a 2022, which is better for all of us, better for HOPR, and better for privacy. All the best. Bye from HOPR.
Hey all, thanks for starting here our Q&A. Yeah, so we got a bunch of questions coming in here, and yeah, let me take over the first question. So we had a question on when next testnet coming up. And yeah, so first of all, thank you again for everybody who did participate in past testnets. You've provided tremendous amounts of data that we use to improve HOPR. One significant improvement that we made is that the node stabilization has improved a lot. So the tech team has been working real hard to make sure that HOPR nodes crash less often. There are a bunch of kind of tricky under the hood bugs that have been resolved in the meantime. Improving the stability of that we can release next testnet probably is going to be tight to make that happen before Christmas, but I can promise you that we'll have something in the first 2 weeks of January that you can engage with and test again on your site and produce more data so that HOPR gets even better. So next testnet, in short, TLDR, next testnet, latest first 2 weeks of January.
Thank you very much, Sebastian, for answering the first two questions on the testnet and the update of the product. We have a third question from the community, which Q will answer. The question was, any updates on the NFT or incentivized poll?
Yes, so first of all, thank you very much to the community of participating in this incentivized survey. We are currently still in the process of creating the NFT, and I believe that Sebastian already answered some of the questions in our Telegram channel. So the NFT creation process is actually involves multiple parties, especially including the graphic designer, and also we need to manually, for the moment, manually like batch mint all those tokens. So please be patient. We're not forgetting that, and we will do that as soon as possible. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Q, for answering this question. We have another question from the community. What is the biggest thing you look forward to next year? Well, to be very honest, I think there's a few things which we're planning, especially for the first quarter of 2022. We are, of course, planning to improve our product on a constant basis and grow our network. We are also planning several activities and partnerships on the marketing side. So we can't tell you that there's one big thing which is coming up. I think there's several big things coming up in the next year, because the last year we've been working hard on our product, and this will pay out in 2022. We have another question, which is regarding our network and for the HOPR hardware node, when the Avado will be fully functioning. Sebastian?
Yeah, so first of all, apologies on that front. Supporting Avado has indeed been harder than we expected. Why? There's fundamentally two reasons. The first one is that the Avado is running in a separate containerized environment inside your home network. Reaching other nodes through just your normal home laptop. And the second one is that the deployment process on Avado is kind of a half manual thing. So our automated deployment pipeline is kind of tricky to make that happen. We are, however, working on a version, and I can tell you that our team is actually testing an internal release that does run on Avado, in fact, right now. So I'm very hopeful that for the next testnet version, we again do have an Avado release. That being said, it's probably not going to work through the App Store, like the Avado App Store, and you have to include this IPFS link yourself. The reason for that is actually that we don't want you to lose funds. So it's kind of tricky in a decentralized setting how to upgrade software, if you think about it. If we push an auto upgrade onto you, you might just break your node and lose funds. To prevent that from happening, we require you to do a manual upgrade for now. So again, positive that the next testnet is supporting Avado.
Thank you very much. Sebastian, one follow-up question here. What are the incentives for newcomers to open a node, like a node in general? This could mean either a HOPR hardware node by Avado, which Sebastian just answered, or it could mean that you're simply opening a software node on your Mac, for example, and run it totally for free.
Yeah, great question. And I think this is something that crypto networks in general tend to answer, and HOPR specifically, right? Why would you run any of these nodes? Well, you would run a node because you can earn HOPR tokens. In our testnets this far, what we've seen is that people could either earn HOPR tokens or NFTs or both, right? So for participating in these testnets and running a node, you can earn HOPR tokens already in these testnets. In production, what it will look like is that for relaying traffic, you earn HOPR tokens. So step one is you stake HOPR tokens. And the more you stake, the more traffic you can relay and the more you can earn. That's the logic behind the crypto economic incentives behind the HOPR node for relaying data for other people to create privacy for sender and recipients of messages through the HOPR protocol.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. And I think as you've been talking about the software, the hardware nodes, and also already about the cover traffic, but to specifically answer the question, any news about cover traffic, Q's been also working on the technical side of the cover traffic. So what are the news of the cover traffic?
So yes, so the entire tech team has been working on implementing cover traffic since some time, and now we are preparing and aiming at launching cover traffic in Q1 next year. So right now we are doing some stability update, not only on the cover traffic level but also on the core HOPR core, so that eventually we hope that cover traffic will run smoothly on HOPR core protocol.
Cool, thank you very much. One more question was, guys, where is the community? That's a very good question, where is the community? But as we're having people which are watching us not only live, but especially in the days and weeks after we are live streaming, and we've seen that we have a lot of more people, hundreds of people watching our live stream as a YouTube version on one of our channels. So we don't expect everybody to be live exactly at the time and date when we're announcing it. Of course, it's lovely that we're having live viewers on our channels, but we have a few hundred views on our last community update calls, And it should also be a little wrap up and summary for all the newbies which are coming into the HOPR project to see what's been happening and to really see that we're working on a big project and to see the progress which we've been doing in the past. The next question may be for Sebastian, and I think it's a very interesting question on the tech side. Maybe a little bit difficult to reply to, but maybe Sebastian knows better. So what's the biggest achievement we've achieved on the tech side in 2021?
Yeah, that's a tough question because we've actually achieved so many individual tech things. So the biggest thing for me is we've implemented the entire HOPR protocol with the incentive layer, with the peer-to-peer layer, with the peer discovery, with our proof of relay, these mechanisms by which you as a node runner get paid for providing privacy. So having this first version of the HOPR protocol really implemented was the biggest challenge that we have achieved. I'm very happy to say on behalf of the entire team, we've been working super hard on. Then more specifically, the hardest thing that we've been exposed to is this problems on connectivity. If you have a peer-to-peer network that is truly decentralized, you don't have any central authority which oversees it or controls it or gatekeeps it. It's kind of really tricky to work on stuff like peer discovery, as well as the connectivity in between these peers from all these weird quirky setups that you may have. So tackling this transport layer for HOPR has been specifically under the hood a big challenge that some of the longer followers who have been with us since the earliest testnets have been witnessing. So yeah, that was a tough challenge, and we made significant progress again on implementing a first version of the entire protocol.
Good, thank you very much, Sebastian. So there's one question regarding the roadmap. It says DEP Q4 is almost end of Q4. Absolutely correct. We will launch our first application with a slight delay. We'll launch it end January. Why? Because we made some improvements, and I hope that you'll like what we're doing with our first application on top of HOPR at the end of January. The reason why there is a slight delay is that we wanted to make it extra useful and that we wanted to include the community. This takes a little bit more time, and launching this product slightly before Christmas would be a nice Christmas present, but the interaction would be slow. Plus, the second thing why there's a slight delay, we wanted to be extra careful on all the API and all the documentation that people are not able to use the first application on top of HOPR and test it and see what we're able to do, but that we're also able to motivate other developers in order to extend the first application and have a really nice API and documentation in order to use the protocol at its best. Another comment from the community: have you guys thought about developing an email provider based on HOPR protocol? Is this feasible? This will lead to mass adoption, and many will move from Gmail to HOPR Mail. This is a really nice idea, and let me quickly explain that this is exactly what we are here about. So with HOPR, you are able to use us as a protocol in order to transfer data from A to B. But what we want is that we're not building all the applications ourselves. We would like developers to come on board and build all their use cases which are specific for the needs, what they believe what might be a big mass product. But yes, in general, it's absolutely possible to build a kind of an email tool or provider on top of the HOPR protocol. And that's the reason why we try to be extra careful with all the documentation and APIs, that all the developers are having a smooth and really user-friendly experience when using the HOPR protocol for their applications. Any plans to extend the staking program? Sebastian, do we want to answer this question and reveal the secrets already today, or shall we say that we are announcing it?
I guess Rick has been front running my answer. So let me put it this way. Yes, we are thinking about extending the staking program. And the reason for that is that it provides a couple of really interesting mechanisms for us. As some of you have been aware, the distribution of tokens that we did in the last testnet has been in proportion to the stake that has been made in on the staking smart contract. Why is this interesting? If we just airdrop everybody kind of, the same amount of tokens, so let's say everybody has like 1K testnet HOPR tokens, this is going to skew the economic distribution from the reality, right? So that's not the real world. The real world is unfortunately not that we are all equally rich. So what this means is we want a way to simulate in a safe environment how the economics work, and therefore using the dynamics that we see in a staking contract and mirroring that in a safe environment with the fake test tokens is something that has been tremendously helpful for the past testnet, and that's something that we're thinking about extending in the future. Details of what APR, when start, when end, and so on to be released. I do not expect that it will be way off from what you see today, although a reminder for everybody who might be new, you can just go on stake.hoprnet.org to see more details. We also released a blog on that. And if you participate in testnet and bounties, you can earn more APR.
Good. Let's take the last 3 questions and close it on time on 5:30. So any further use case for the NFTs? Somebody is asking really good questions, but this one will remain secret until mid-end January 2022. But yes, let's just leave it that way, that we are having a little plan with this one as well. Thank you very much for complimenting us on our surveys. Especially Q was helping here a lot in order to assemble the survey together with her assistant. So yeah, thank you very much. And I think it was extraordinarily helpful for us in order to see the answers, and we're very helpful. We're very thankful that you do. Q, you would like to jump in here for a quick?
So yes, the survey results has been very helpful for us to understand the expectation and the understanding of the community about our product. So yes, we may do that in the future, but so far we have, I think, gathered more understanding of the everfront of the expectations. So yes, we may have that in the future.
Good. Then there is a question, why did we sell tokens while we did not have any product? Sebastian, would you like to answer this one?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, it's not true that we did not have a product. So the HOPR JUNGFRAU release that we released in February has been online. We do have, as I was answering in my previous question, economic incentive to test the network in production. And that is something that you can simply not do if you do not have a token, right? So testing something in production and seeing how the economics play out, see how many nodes you get online is simply something that you cannot really do without a token. So what we have achieved here is to have a testnet, taking something from a testnet to a real production network with over 1,000 nodes online, to run multiple iterations of that and iterate on that real fast. And I think this has been tremendously helpful for the whole product development, for the incentivization, and for gearing up a community that is supportive of the project. So well, I'm sorry that, economically for some of you, this hasn't played out as well as we were all hoping for. And the initial hype of our initial token sale, was leading to an area that we announced before the launch that would be somewhere in that range where we are right now. So yeah, I'm very happy to see an active community. I'm very happy to see the active participation of everybody in our testnets, in our DAO, and in all the incentivization programs that we have running right now. All of that is not possible without a token, and I'm very happy to see everybody playing with this ecosystem.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. I think I would like to close the Q&A session for now, and to end on a positive note, and to agree with Sebastian here, and I think the entire HOPR team agrees here with both of us. We are very thankful for all the commitment and effort which our community is supporting us on a daily basis, and we really mean it, that we need the community in order to build a huge network, in order to be able to exchange
data totally private and secure. And I think it's very important that we should also mention that we are very happy for all the people who started committing and testing our testnets even before the JUNGFRAU release. And in the future, which will be upcoming, we'll take care of all our hodlers and especially take care of all our early token commuters. So if there's no other question, I would like to wish you some wonderful festive days and see you very soon in 2022 with more great news to come in January and February. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for staying with us. And thank you very much for changing data privacy for good together with the entire team. Have a lovely night. Bye.
Thanks for chiming in, everyone.